All right, Sandy, put your seatbelt on. Here we go.
I know. Here we go, right?
Start off with some tragic news that broke yesterday. I believe it was last night. 6 Israeli hostages were found shot multiple times at close range, indicating execution. And these are the 6 people that were found. One of them, of course, is an American Israeli as well. But Hamas terrorists likely executed the 6 hostages, knowing that the IDF was nearby, fearing that the hostages would be rescued alive and might divulge details about where the other captives were being held. Oh, it's sickening. The 6 dead hostages, including an American citizen, that were recovered in a tunnel underneath the Gazan city of Rafah on Saturday, was shot multiple times at close range, 48 to 72 hours before they were located by the Israeli Defense Forces. The gunshot wounds indicated that they were probably executed. There's a video down here that's in Hebrew, but this one is in English. I believe this right here. So let's watch this as they announced on Israeli TV.
It is with a heavy heart that we share the news that the bodies of 6 Israeli hostages, who were all taken hostage alive by Hamas during the October 7th massacre and murdered in Hamas captivity, were recovered from inside a tunnel in Rafah and have been brought back to Israel. Hirsch Goldberg Poland, age 23, an Israeli-American citizen. Eden Yerushalmi, age 24. Ori Danino, age 25. Almog Sarusi, age 27. Alexander Lubanov, age 33, and a father of 2, were all abducted from the Nova Music Festival, and Carmel Gat, age 40, who was abducted from Be'eri on October 7th. Israeli security forces brought back their bodies to Israel for burial. At this stage, we assess that the hostages were murdered by Hamas terrorists shortly before our soldiers were able to reach them inside the tunnel in Rafah. Our hearts go out to the families at this difficult time. On October 7th, Hirsch, Eden.
So this is the news that broke, and
I want to say 2 things.
Okay.
When this first broke, I was asking myself, how can they identify these people so fast? Because they had just been assassinated, murdered shortly before.
yes,
Sickening. Second of all, Hirsch is probably the most well-known of the 6 because his parents have repeatedly been on Fox News, and they
Yes.
even spoke at the Democratic National Convention.
yep, sure did.
And I'm seeing some comments, heartbreaking. It breaks my heart. Yes, it is disgusting, and it is heartbreaking.
It really is. And another sickening thing is today, we haven't heard or seen Biden anywhere except for distant pictures of him laying on the beach. But he supposedly
Exactly.
come out and made a comment today that, and the news broke, and I don't think most people on here believe this, but him and Harris were gathering in the Situation Room, and they were strategizing. I mean, we know he wasn't. She might have, but he wasn't. And his statement came out, or it was leaked out, that instead of condemning Hamas, he pressured Netanyahu to get a deal done to get the rest of the hostages out. And I get that. I understand where that's coming from, but no condemnation of this heinous act of 6 people losing their life, and but just putting pressure on Netanyahu. And whether you agree with Netanyahu or not, that's not what you need to do when something like this happens.
No. And I have a question, 2 questions to you, to everyone out there. How many hostages are still unaccounted for? Like, we don't know.
Over 100.
Over 100. Mm-hmm. How many of those do you think we will see released alive?
Barring a ceasefire on Israel's side that agrees to the terms of Hamas, I don't want to have to say this, but I would say 0. Because unless there is a major concession and by Netanyahu to release, 100 to 1 prisoners, because he's under pressure, because I'm going to show you the next article is not only is the countries around the world, but they are rioting by the tens of thousands in the streets of Israel to pressure their prime minister.
We're coming up on a year.
Yeah, very close.
And this probably hasn't even escalated anywhere near where as high, as bad as it can go.
Yeah.
Well, we still have so many people, hostages taken, that we don't know where they are. We don't know their condition. We don't know if they'll ever be released. And I cannot imagine being a family member of one of these people.
Right.
The mental torture every day of just wondering what's going on and what's going to happen.
And in the streets of Israel, this is what's happening. Israel faces general strike after Hamas murders 6 hostages. This is a scene from in the streets of Israel. Israel is facing a general strike on Monday as the National Labor Union Federation, the Histadrut, called on workers to stay home and protest in favor of a hostage deal following Hamas's cold-blooded murder of 6 hostages last week. The union has said that the government of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu must immediately reach a deal to return the remaining 100 or so hostages, 1/3 of whom are thought to be no longer here. But Netanyahu cannot force a deal. He must deal with Hamas, at least indirectly, which has rejected every deal thus far, including those that have basically reflected the terrorist organization's own bargaining positions as to which Israel had warily agreed. The families of the Israeli hostages themselves are split. Many support a hostage deal, even if it means granting Hamas an effective victory in the war. Some blame the Netanyahu government for the murders of the hostages, claiming that his insistence on Israeli retention of the Gaza-Egypt border, key to stopping Hamas from smuggling weapons and terrorists into Gaza, led to Hamas's rejecting of an agreement and ultimately murdering the hostages. But other hostage families want Netanyahu to pursue victory over Hamas, rescuing hostages where it is possible and avoiding concessions that will allow the terror group to survive and perhaps take more hostages in the future.
Right. It's tough anytime you want to try to negotiate with people that have hostages.
Yeah.
That just makes everything harder, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to see anybody die. You don't want to see someone become a pawn. You don't want to see the family members suffering. But there's a lot at stake.
Yes.
So option 3 may sound really harsh. Who knows what they're going to do?
Exactly. And I'd say again, we on the big picture believe in miracles.
Yes.
We believe in the power of prayer. And so we're praying that they will be able to bring those hostages out. But the fact that every single concession and ceasefire deal has not been rejected by Israel, it's been rejected by Hamas, because we've said it very clearly on here before, and I think everybody knows it by now. There is zero desire on the Hamas Palestinian side for a 2-state solution. The only party that's ever suggested a 2-state solution was Israel, not Palestine. Because even in our own little town here in Birmingham, when the rioters, the protesters came by when we were sitting there and we rolled down the windows and listened, they were chanting in Birmingham, from the river to the sea, Israel shall cease to be. Yep. So that is for the annihilation, complete removal of the nation of Israel. So that's why they want to keep this going, because they know the longer they keep this going, the more protests are happening in the streets of America. Of course. So it's all about the narrative that they want to keep going. They could care less even about their own people. It's just about making sure the world turns against them, against Israel. Wow. So there's just so much chaos going on around the world. You know that in Venezuela, there was an election, and the dictator there lost the election, but he refuses to concede. And so this was breaking today. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but the United States seized the airplane of the Venezuelan dictator today. The airplane of Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro has been seized in the United States while it was in the Dominican Republic. The airplane, which is reported to be the Air Force One of Venezuela, was seized of Maduro's violations of U.S. sanctions. Maduro was not on the $13 million plane, which now sits in Florida, as U.S. officials scour the plane for intelligence and evidence. Here's just a breaking news from the wonderful CNN.
Welcome back to the breaking news. Some exclusive live pictures that we're showing you right now of the seized plane belonging to Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. Maduro, we should note, is not on board, but the plane was seized by officials for violating U.S. sanctions. CNN's Kylie Atwood joins me now. Kylie, this is pretty extraordinary. This does not happen, obviously, every day where U.S. authorities go in and seize the plane of a head of state. But that is essentially what's happened this morning. Can you break this down for us?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the plane of Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, is now in the hands of the United States. As you can see there, those images demonstrate that it has just landed in Florida. It was seized by U.S. authorities in the Dominican Republic. That is according to multiple U.S. officials who spoke with our colleague Priscilla Alvarez about this. And how this all came to fruition, Jim, is that this plane was in the Dominican Republic in recent months. We don't know exactly why, but that presented the opportunity for U.S. authorities to work with authorities in the Dominican Republic to actually make up a plan and seize the plane. And just to give folks context, this plane is effectively the Air Force One of Venezuela. This is a plane that cost about $13 million, the U.S. estimates. It's been used by Maduro to travel around the world to make.
That's enough of that. So basically, we're just showing you that there's just chaos all over the world. I mean, just in the first 15 minutes, we have talked about stuff that's happening in the Middle East. We have talked about stuff that is happening in Latin and South America, and not to mention the things that are happening in our own country. We're going to show you, and by the way, I know you saw the thumbnail. I'm telling you, the second half of this show tonight, you don't want to go anywhere because we're going to show you how Terminator movie is here. The machines are running things. And if you didn't just in your gut know us because you've learned to trust us, you don't even know if we're real. But spoiler alert, we are real. Okay, I don't think AI would even create us because we would probably break all the protocols of AI.
Let me pinch you or stab a fork into your wrist right now and see what happens.
It's real. He's real.
He's real.
So, I did a show, I believe it was last night, about several people calling for the arrest of Elon Musk. Right. And already we've talked about the arrest of Telegram CEO Pavel Durov. Mm-hmm. But so here's the thing, man. This is very, very real. He understands this. And we're going to get into a lot of Elon material tonight. But Elon Musk, quote, says this yesterday: "It's probably wise for me to limit my travel after the arrest of Telegram CEO Pavel Durov." So basically he's saying, I'm right now, I'm safe in my country. Yeah. But other countries are saying that if you ever step foot on our soil, we're going to arrest you on the spot. Why? Because he will not allow them a backdoor to an app. Not that he's planted a bomb somewhere or something like that. It's just that they can't control his app.
Exactly.
Elon Musk says it's probably wise for him to limit his travels to areas where free speech is constitutionally protected. The ex-owner's comments come after Telegram CEO Pavel Durov was arrested in France in connection to, quote, a lack of moderation in his messaging app. "It's probably wise for me to limit my movements to countries where free speech is constitutionally protected," he said. Consider the implications of his travel in the wakes of the arrest of the CEO of Telegram. So he basically, this is a tweet here. It says, "Well, I hate cave-in to bullies. Given the developments in France, Brazil, and the UK and elsewhere, please consider the implications of your travels, Elon Musk. Your safety is paramount for the future of innovation and free speech, and we need your continued vision and leadership." Yeah. So people are saying to him, listen, we need you to take this seriously. Yeah. Don't be taking a chance for you being arrested because we need you right now.
We need you. You've got to get those two people home from space and other things. We need you to create more cars, and if you're still doing solar panels, all these important things, right? I'm being silly, but what? This bullying, exactly. Yeah, give me a back door into your business so I can go in and everything you say that we don't agree with or we think it's dangerous, we're going to shut it out. We're going to delete it. How ridiculous is that?
Exactly.
I mean, you can't even recognize your country anymore, the world.
The world.
It's going insane.
Yeah. And don't think you're exempt. Just a few days ago, before all this started going down and he started saying that, people started calling for his arrest, it says the space CEO also wrote on his app X, "Dangerous times," in response to another X user that pointed out the different ways in which free speech is under attack all across the globe. This is just a small list. The UK is committing mass arrests for citizens for memes that they've put on Facebook and other apps. Memes. There's multiple videos out there of people actually being arrested for what they posted. Memes that are just supposed to be making fun of the policies of their countries. France has arrested the founder of Telegram. Ireland is trying to ban mean memes. Brazil cancels X, is banned X, and it's threatened to fine anyone that uses a VPN to try to get around it more than a year's wage per day if you try to get around it. Australia is trying to censor X posts. EU is trying to blackmail Elon Musk. The Department of Justice in America jails someone for a meme. Maduro, that we just talked about, that they seized his plane, has blocked all of X's contents. French President Emmanuel Macron responded to the abundance of X users calling out France over Durov's arrest, insisting his country is deeply committed to freedom of expression and that arresting the CEO of Telegram is in no way a political decision. Oh, please. This is ridiculous.
Just because they say, put a comment, put a quote out, we're deeply committed.
Yeah.
That's supposed to somehow trick everybody into believing you just because you said it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
Well, Sandy, unfortunately, we have to go on to some more bad news that are happening in our country. We've seen the effects of it here, and we're beginning to see it all over.
I felt the effects of it.
We
here.
have felt
Thank
the
you very
effects.
much.
Yes, we have. Major national banks closed 41 locations just in the last 2 weeks. Is your local branch affected? Answer for us is yes. Major banks have closed 41 branches in 2 weeks as the shift towards online banking continues. Major banks such as Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo were among those shuttering locations. Customers of U.S. Bank were worse hit, with the bank closing 13 local brick-and-mortar branches just between August 4th and August 18th. Wells Fargo closed 7, with Chase, Citizens Bank, and Bank of America each closing 4. Scroll down for a list of the other ones.
Did you say that was in a period of 2 weeks?
2 weeks, 14 days. The rest were closed by the likes of First National Bank, PNC, South State Bank, and Huntington. And let's see, here's the list, I think. Get down here. So you see the list of those that were closed there. Mm-hmm. There's Mobile, Alabama. We got another one in Alabama. Of course, our location had closed down a while back. But so comment and let us know if your bank location is closed down. We want to know because more and more people are being affected by it. Now, I'm going to go down here because I'm going to see if this is, I want to show you this article, this part of the article, because it makes a very interesting point here, and I believe this is where it's all going. And it's showing you, all together where the banks are closing down. You see the big names.
Yes.
Remember not long ago when they were all saying, don't leave your money in the small banks. The big banks are going to be the ones to put your money in. Well, the big banks are the ones that are closing, okay?
Do we just need to, everything they say, believe the opposite? Is that what we need to be doing here?
Yes. U.S. banks have closed 539 branches in the first 6 months of this year. Over the last several years, we have right-sized our branch network, and we may continue to combine 2 older existing branches into one better, sufficient location, Wells Fargo said. Now, what I want to show you, if I can find it, and it may not even be in this article. I don't think it is. Okay. I was reading another article, and it basically is saying, go ahead right now. This article is an opinion piece saying that this financial guru, I forgot who he was, but he was saying, go ahead now and familiarize yourself, no matter how old you are, no matter how set you are in your ways, to complete online banking. Because within the next 2 years was the prediction, pretty much everything you do in related to banking will be from your home.
So,
it will not be at a store, brick and mortar. This guy was predicting that within 2 to 3 years, brick and mortar banks will be no more.
So you mean we can't put any money under our mattress?
Oh, you can put money in your mattress, it ain't gonna do no good. But what I'm saying is, what does this mean, Sandy? Let's get serious here. What does this mean? Let me tell you what it means. No cash. Yeah. Because how do you make a cash deposit from your home? You can't do it. Now
Can
people
I
are
mail it to the bank?
yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Even if you make an actual cash deposit now, they will wait days for it to show up in your account.
And if y'all don't believe that, we
ridiculous.
experienced it. We sold a vehicle.
Oh my goodness.
Got cash for the vehicle. We went and deposited that cash in the bank. And y'all, I checked my app and it said pending, 100% cash deposit, pending. And it was pending for almost 2 days. Cash. Remember when you used to put cash in there and it showed up not even pending in no time?
Right.
I remember when they do a check like that, doing cash like that. There are also other banks that are charging businesses, especially that make large deposits, excess cash deposit fees. We are moving quickly to a cashless society.
Yes, we are.
We're moving. I don't care what they say. Their CBDCs are about to be on steroids.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you something. One of the biggest reasons that the deep gate loves to bash Orange Man is because he has openly stated, whether he can do it or not, that he will crush CBDCs. He is absolutely saying they are evil, they are not good for the economy, and he will do everything he can do to stop CBDCs from happening in America. Well, let me tell you something. For the powers that be, that's the golden goose, CBDCs, because that's if you get everybody in CBDCs, then everything is digital, and if it's digital, it's programmable.
Yeah, it's controllable.
So it's controllable, you can turn it off. And he has made that statement. I believe that's one of the biggest things they're trying to keep him out of office for, because if there's even a chance that he will slow down, because let's not forget, he will go into office in 2025.
Yes.
All right. So 2028 is when he would be basically a lame duck, right? Because he can't run another term.
Right.
And his vice president, if he wins, will be the front runner because of the incumbent. And that person, the person that's after this president,
Yes.
will be the person that is the president during Agenda 2030.
Whoa.
Have you thought about that?
No, I have not thought about that.
So that is one of the reasons why this election is so big, because it will either be her and she'll be running for her second term
Yes.
and managing Agenda 2030, or it will be the heir apparent. I call him Orange Man, because believe it or not, some people, some of these things that I'm on will trigger you if you say his name too many times. It's ridiculous, but I don't even care. Trump. We're talking about Trump and Harris. We know that. But what I'm trying to say is we got to think beyond these 4 years. We got to think about Supreme Court. We got to think about policies. We got to think about the deep gate. And we've also got to think about who is going to be president in 2030, and whoever's president in the next 4 years could determine how much America goes into the 17 sustainable goals of Agenda 2030. If you don't know what Agenda 2030 is, you're new to the big picture. So welcome to the big picture.
Welcome.
We'll explain Agenda 2030
We're glad to have you.
in another program. So comments on that.
That was brilliant. You
Thank
have
you.
not shared that with me before. I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very good. Are you a deep thinker?
I am a deep thinker.
You must be.
My brain never shuts off.
That is the truth.
I mean, I'm just always just thinking about, okay, because I'm going to do that on the show. I'm going to preach
At
that.
least you usually don't talk in your sleep. Y'all, my dad, it is the precious.
Oh,
So precious. I'm spending the night with him most nights, and he will talk in his sleep some, and it's just so sweet. And I have to tell him this part. One night, and the reason he's doing it is he's dreaming.
yeah.
And he's encountering people in his dreams and speaking to them, and he's just talking in his sleep in general. But one night, he literally started singing, "There Will Be Peace in the Valley."
Wow. What are you doing to me right now? You're going to make me
Man,
cry.
I've been messed up multiple times this weekend, but that one was a big one.
Yeah.
But but you, babe, as far as I know, are not talking in your sleep.
Well, you wouldn't
even
know
though
'cause you're
you
knocked
can't,
out.
even though you can't shut it off through the night. So
Yeah, I may not be talking, but I'm thinking in my sleep. I'm
thinking in your
strategizing. I'm waking up in the middle of the night going, hey, I need to write that down. All right, so we had talked about BRICS in a while, but BRICS is about to have another major conference, and it's going to be in Russia. And 126 nations are set to attend this BRICS summit to discuss.
I didn't know you were doing this story next, but let me just tell you, the whole time we were going through this last story we just did about CBDC, I'm thinking in my mind, yeah, I hate CBDCs too. I hope Orange Man can get something done about them. But if he does or doesn't, we've got probably an even bigger problem on the horizon in the fact that all these other nations are going to BRICS and they're going to repudiate or refute and send back home these dollars that are all over the world.
126 nations are set to attend this BRICS summit to discuss, this is the main reason for it, to abandon the U.S. dollar. It goes on to say approximately 126 nations will attend the BRICS municipal conference in Russia in October. All countries have indicated interest in joining the bloc and abandoning the U.S. dollar. The number of developing countries that have expressed interest in joining BRICS alliance, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which is what BRICS stands for, which was the founding members, has been increasing, and developing countries wish to eliminate their dependence on the U.S. dollar to encourage local currencies for trade. The attendance of the 126 nations at this meeting demonstrates a distinct trend. A large number of countries are reassessing their economic dependence.
Wow.
As nations look into alternative currencies and economic relationships, the U.S. dollar's dominance, long regarded as the world's reserve currency, is at risk, as per the Dinar Chronicles.
So can we just touch on real quickly before we get into the rest of this article, reserve currency? Would it be a simple way to explain this, that we were settling different trades all around the world?
Yes.
We were purchasing them and settling these transactions in dollars.
The petrodollar, to be specific.
The petrodollar.
Yeah, because of oil and that. But the U.S. dollar was the core of that. And I've gone. For those who don't know, that are new to the channel, I am a pastor, and I've gone on a lot of mission trips. And when I go around to these different countries, it's amazing. I've not gone to a single country yet that does not teach their kids the English language. By the way, several countries have declared English to be their national co-language, where we've never even done that in our own country. It's not even considered the national language. We don't have a national language. But I asked them why. I remember being in Kenya, and they were telling me that every child that goes through the school system in the nation of Kenya is mandated to learn English along with Swahili. And I said, well, why are you mandating to? Because in my mind, I'm thinking, there's probably several thousand people visit here, some business people, I get that, and missionaries and all that. But 100% of your nation speaks some version of Swahili. And this is what they've said, and I've heard it in multiple countries since then, all over the world. English is the language of currency, of the economy. Because why would they say that? They would say that because we have to be able to speak the language of the global currency that is the U.S. dollar. You went to Mexico, they have the peso, but you could buy things with the U.S. dollar.
Yes.
When we went on a vacation and got off the ship, you could, in another country, you could buy with the U.S. dollar. Yep. Everywhere I've gone, there are signs that has their currency and what it is in the U.S. dollar, because the U.S. dollar up until now has been respected. And I'm going to tell you why it's been respected. It's been respected because this country was respected and because this country was feared, and nobody ever thought we would ever rise up against America. How dare we ever think that we would override America? But we're not respected like that anymore.
You said it. Wow. Very well put.
Thank you. Come on, give me more than that.
I just am, you were just, You're on fire tonight.
You on fire? Everybody wants to hear what the Queen has to say.
I don't know what to say. Okay. You are just handling business tonight.
All right. Well, I'm just going to handle some more business.
Okay,
then.
handle some more business.
All right. So this one come close because the headlines include our state. Yeah. And I didn't even know about this. Maybe you knew about it.
I have seen this. Yes,
okay.
I have.
So Tennessee and Alabama, I guess this week or this month, closed 2 schools due to reported resurgence of what? Where's it at? Where's my trombone at?
That was good.
The wah is back, y'all, and it's closing down schools even in my own state.
It's so powerful.
School in 2 states are experiencing a rise in COVID cases, announced that they were closing facilities and switching to remote learning. What is happening? Alabama and Tennessee announced the closure of 2 schools affecting more than 1,000 children just days before the new academic year, with officials saying the virus had forced them to shut and carry out a deep clean. I'm sorry, I can't even read no more of this. You're going to have to take over. I'm just going to lose my mind.
I have read this article one day last week. I don't remember this article stating specifically which schools in Alabama, because I was curious to know what they are. But you said that before they could even really get open, they had gone to at-home learning so they could deep clean.
Apparently. I mean, it's saying ours was near Montgomery.
Okay, near Montgomery. Of course, this is frustrating. We have such angst and bad memories. It kind of wants to trigger us every time we hear something like this because of what we've already been through. Oh, are you trying to keep your... Okay. It must be really bad. He wants to make sure he doesn't say it. But, yeah, because all you can think about is here we go again. I don't know. I think they may try, the powers that be may try to repeat this, but I think it's going to have a very different outcome if they do, don't you?
But Sandy, yes, I do. But they did it. No, we have no record of the parents going, no.
This one place did it, and they did it before anything kicked off, before school had any traction. They just didn't allow anybody in, according to this story. So in my mind, that's a little different.
Well, it's not just that, because it says here at one of the schools, children had to abandon their desks and revert to remote learning. Okay. They were already in school. A move reminiscent of the early days of COVID. Mm-hmm. The closures, both in Republican states, came despite a mountain of evidence suggesting they hamper children's learning, social interactions, and ability to develop natural immunity.
Of course they do.
And there are fears that more disruptions could be in store for students in the coming months, with many schools in states like New York, New Jersey, Michigan returning after Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to say you think this was a trial run to see how it would go?
Yes, I am saying that.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you how it went. This article was buried. I didn't see it on the local news.
No.
So
not in our state.
Not in our state. This was in our state, and we haven't seen it on our local news. So
look at this here. This is the media, the willing participants. Jessica Williamson, a mother of first grader to school, told Fox 13, everyone is like, COVID is back. COVID is back. Those are little kids. They're most prone to put things in their mouths and touch each other just to share germs. We had to find a babysitter for our daughter for the day. Listen, y'all, we told you this was coming. I'm about to lose my mind because we know why this is happening.
Yeah.
I don't care what the polls say, they know what is coming. Well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are you going to do? What I want to know in the comment section. I want to know.
Well, Greg Zachary says, just in time for the election. I think that's what you were getting at.
That's what I'm saying.
Hello, Greg Zachary.
That's what I'm saying. So I want to know in the comment section. I want to know. Yeah. And I don't know, you might be a little afraid to put it on the record. But I want to know, mamas and daddies of school kids, what are you going to do if they start trying to do the same thing again? What are you going to do if they start mandating face diapers? What are you going to do if they start requiring the ouchie Fauci? What are you going to do if they start mandating your kid sit in front of a computer all day long and you have to get babysitters again? I want to know, what are we going to do?
Good question. Phew.
You better talk, because if I keep talking, I'm going to get us kicked off of everything.
Well, if they were trying to get something off the ground, this was a small and poor attempt. So who's to say? Yes, they could try something bigger and more,
Well, I'm going to tell you what they're about to do.
Okay.
Because, Sandy, this was the last time this was
Yeah.
all it was.
Mm-hmm.
This time it's this and so many other things. Because they're not going to be able. Now, the reason I wanted to know what you're going to do down below is because I knew what I was about to say to you. I do not think in any way, shape, or form, even in blue states, liberal states, I do not think parents are going to put up with this mess again.
Okay.
All right, I don't think it's going to happen. But, and I think they know that. So I think they're rolling out that what's different this time, and why, mamas and daddies, you need to listen to us to protect your children, is it's not that we're trying to protect your children from the wah-wah.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to protect your kids from bird flu. We're trying to protect your kids from triple E.
Triple E.
We're trying to protect your kids from multiple things that mosquitoes are doing. It's in the water. It's in all kinds of stuff. So you know what they call that? They call that the triple-demic.
Triple-demic. Or even a quad-demic.
Or a quad-demic.
Yeah.
Have we not talked about? Did we not invent the word quad-demic?
We did invent the word quad-demic right here on the show.
Quad-demic. That means something that comes on the scene.
Yep.
That is not one, not two, not three, but four major convergences of things that will attempt to push over the pushback people.
The Weffers have told you an even broader term is the polycrisis, right?
Listen to these words: the polycrisis, the cyberdemic.
Cyberdemic.
What if we have a quaddemic and a polycrisis and a cyberdemic?
We may be heading that way.
Oh, even so, Lord Jesus, come quickly. Because look at what's happening in our country right now.
Yes.
Nobody's reporting on this. Massachusetts town has already started instituting curfews to prevent the spread of a deadly mosquito illness called triple E, and will conduct aerial sprayings.
Are you talking about the Eastern equine encephalitis?
I was about to be impressed.
Eastern
You
equine encephalitis.
messed it up right at the end, because I didn't want to read that. That's triple E. That's what we call it, triple E.
Triple E.
Last week, health officials in Oxford, Massachusetts, declared a curfew to curb the spread of the...
Triple E.
No, I want you to read it. I want you to say it.
Eastern equine encephalitis.
So good.
Thanks.
A deadly disease spread by mosquitoes, even though only a single case has been reported thus far. But they've instituted curfews over a single case. And they're being considered critical risk zones, with Oxford authorities voting to implement a curfew and have decided to spray the skies to kill the mosquitoes. Mm-hmm. Can I ask you a question, Sandy?
That's when I'm packing the car up and we're getting out of town.
Yeah. Miss Kim Trail herself.
Yeah.
If you lived in Massachusetts and they told you, don't worry about it, all we're doing is spraying for mosquitoes, for a moment, even a second, would you think that's all that's in that spray?
No.
There's no way, y'all. There's other stuff in that spray.
The moment that I heard that would be the moment before I started packing my suitcase to get in the car and leave. I don't want to be there for that. You can't trust someone who has your best interest.
Look here. Look at this, Sandy. Look at this.
Heart.
Let's read this right here.
Okay.
Because this is what I'm trying to tell you. Despite pushback from many parents in attendance, health officials overrode those parents and approved a recommended curfew of 6 p.m. at the risk triple E remain critical. Don't do this to your kids, parents were heard shouting at the hearing. Do you have kids? I mean, they're mad. Starting October 1st, the curfew will shift to 5 p.m. through the first frost. So it's going to be in place until the first frost.
So basically, if they're going to do that, that's shutting down all kids' sports activities
Exactly.
and who knows what else.
Exactly. Family outings. What I'm trying to tell you is we have so easily forgotten how stupid we were.
Yes.
Go back and pull up if you can find them, some of the pictures of some of the things that we did, that we agreed to do.
Yes.
We were so stupid. And then think about what we've already forgotten, because now we've moved on. We've forgotten that how parents were arrested at school board meetings.
Yeah.
For telling them in the middle of all that mess and the wah, you're not going to show my kids corn on their shelves of their libraries, graphic corn right in front of them, and the parents were arrested. I have a friend, almost a lifetime friend, that is a teacher in the most liberal school district in America, was calling me. That was the one that was on the news every night in Virginia. That's all I'm going to say. Right. And they were being put in jail for standing for the kids. Was calling me going, man, let me tell you what they're doing. Let me tell you what they're doing. It's much, much worse than what you're seeing on the news.
Yeah.
We done forgot about that. We don't even talk about that.
Nope.
Here we are again. They're overriding the parents again. What is going to have to happen?
I know. And here in this instance, how many, we don't know the number or the percentage, but parents were speaking up saying, don't do this, don't do this. They overrode them anyway.
Overrode them. Screaming, do you have kids?
Mm-hmm.
They're even doing that now when they're still...
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. At the Democratic National Convention, do you know what most of the people, including the vice president and the presidential candidate, said, along with multiple people that I watched? One of the biggest things, besides unaliving babies in the womb, that every one of them talked about, is they said, and we are the party that doesn't ban books. Well, everybody, because they thought that was fascist. But we know what they mean. Republicans don't want to ban books. They just want to ban corn in the books in the school.
Right.
That's supposed to be a conversation we have with our kids about the birds and the bees. Yeah. But yet we don't ban books. Kids ought to be able to look at graphic pictures if they want to.
Yeah.
You can get mad if you want to. It's sickening.
People that we know that are active in the schools and active politically, they have a movement here where they were successful in removing some certain books from school libraries that were very graphic. We were able to look at some of those. It was quite disturbing. And I wouldn't have wanted my child or my grandchildren. Teresa Harris says corn.
Yeah.
She's thinking what I was.
So everybody...
Corn.
What'd you say?
Teresa said corn, question mark. It sounds like you're saying corn.
I am saying corn.
Corn. Okay.
I am saying corn. I'm absolutely saying corn.
I was sitting here thinking, it sounds like... Oh, he is. Okay. I'm with you. I'm with the program.
Because we can't say the other word.
The other word.
I thought y'all could figure out corn.
Okay.
Okay? Because I'm not worried about my kids reading about a book on how to grow corn.
Right. Your voice has been scratchy today, so I was thinking, what is he doing?
Okay, y'all got it? Y'all got it?
It's been a long day, okay?
All right. Did you say the word just now? Did you interpret it for me? Mm-hmm. You did? Okay. Well,
this is good.
Maybe we'll be allotted one word.
Back to this story.
Let's go back to this. I want you to read this. You read this. Because I want you to read the things that they laid out for the families.
So the state also listed a number of protective measures, which include repair window screens. I'm going to read it off this one. Wear mosquito repellent between dusk and dawn. Wear long sleeves and long pants from dusk to dawn. Use mosquito netting on baby carriages and playpens. Wear mosquito repellent when outdoors, especially between dusk and dawn. Avoid outside areas with obvious mosquito activity. Adjust outdoor activity to avoid peak mosquito hours from dusk to dawn. Avoid overnight camping, particularly near freshwater swamps. Wear EEE activity is most likely, cancel or reschedule outdoor gatherings, organize sporting events, etc., to avoid peak mosquito hours. So
Unbelievable.
You think this is one of those test cities to see
Yes.
how people are going to adapt to or revolt against these strict guidelines. Thank you for that super sticker.
Oh, yeah. Think about super sticker Ike. And watch this. If you live in one of these cities and you're watching the live or the replay, please let me know what's
Yes.
happening on the ground.
We would love to know.
If you have family there, find out. Because I want to know, because we don't, far as I know, I've not seen anybody revolting against this in these cities. You don't see any videos of people going, I ain't staying home. It sounds like they're staying home.
Or if they are not allowing us to see that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think either one of those scenarios is possible. But why this area?
Yeah,
I mean, why?
Who knew that Massachusetts was a
Yes.
big mosquito
This
area?
is very odd to me. I know that this story talked about 5 other states who are dealing with this to some degree, but
But Massachusetts?
Massachusetts?
If somebody would have talked to me about
Florida?
Yeah, exactly. I thought about Florida, Louisiana, even Alabama.
Right. So
But
this is
Massachusetts?
strange. And these are very strict guidelines.
Very.
How long is this going to work with young adults and especially with children?
Yeah.
No sporting activities?
Until the frost? Until the first frost?
You want them to be inside by 6 p.m. and in a few weeks, 5 p.m.?
That's unreal, man. That's unreal. We literally live this world. This is a movie.
Yes.
Are we in that movie, Idiocracy?
Yes.
I think we are. We are all wearing Crocs. And if you don't know that, you need to research the history of Crocs and how Crocs came to be. And you may love Crocs. She has Crocs. I don't like Crocs. She likes Crocs.
I wear Crocs to work in the yard. Yeah, do a Google search, Idiocracy
And Crocs.
plus Crocs.
And you'll find out that it's a very interesting story about Crocs. But now watch y'all. Yeah, this right here. When I talk about civil war, and I know I'm not supposed to use that word either, but I think I can get away with a couple of them. This is what's going to bring it about. Not just election results, y'all. This is what's pushing people over the edge. Most of you have probably seen this in the news, where illegal aliens are gang taking over apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado. Mm-hmm. And this article says this is a small taste of chaos
Yes.
that is about to be unleashed against Americans all over this country.
I just want to say before we get into the facts of this article, if you think there's not an invasion afoot,
if
you think that there's not an invasion wouldn't be possible,
Right.
Hello. This is a very small taste.
Yeah.
These people are here.
They're here.
They've been here.
Yep.
Why they chose now to do this, I don't know. But I guess in a way we could say thank God because we can see and get a small taste of just what is possible.
Absolutely. Most Americans have no idea what is coming when the invasion forces that have already penetrated and occupied America are given the Purge Activation Order to exterminate and replace American citizens. The gang takeover of the apartment buildings in Aurora, Colorado, I mean, it's unbelievable to see it. I've seen the videos on Ring cameras. Yeah. It's just a tiny taste of things to come. Note carefully that nobody in Colorado law enforcement is lifting a finger to stop the gang invasion takeover that has given the gangs total legal immunity, just like Big Pharma with all the wah-wah. Colorado law enforcement is sending you a message. When the activation purge begins, they also will not lift a finger.
I knew that they were not calling the National Guard in or anything, but they won't even let local law enforcement do anything?
Right.
This is insane.
The governor refuses to do anything. You call 911, they won't do anything.
How is this possible in our country?
Listen to this. And this is obviously a commentary and opinion piece, so I'm trying to be careful what I read here. But he is giving facts as well. He says what is likely to be unleashed upon Americans by Americans' enemies in coming months is the invaders and the terrorists begin to deploy full automatic AKs, RPGs, and mortars. Let me just tell you, this is not fear-mongering. These people, I saw a video, and I'm going to cover this tonight, that a man was walking down the street making a video. You may have seen this in the streets of New York. And he's just doing a video for his show. And he walks by a hotel, and National Guard soldiers are standing outside this hotel. And in real time, he goes, oh, wait a minute. Why is there military at this hotel? He looks at the military and he says, why is there U.S. military at this hotel? The military basically run away from him and go inside. They go inside, and the check-in desk of this nice hotel in New York City is being manned by military. And he begins to say, why is the military in this hotel? And one of the military says back to him, while the manager comes running at him saying, stop recording, we are here at the request of the state government. And then they rushed him out. He's out on the streets, and he's like, "What? I don't understand what just happened. What is just happening?" I'm going to show you why they are saying that this is happening, because they know what's coming. They know what's coming. There are multiple hotels in New York City right now, Sandy, that have hundreds and hundreds of illegal aliens that have been given free room and board in there.
Yes.
And there's report after report after report. They're trashing it. They're fighting people on the streets. They're just, I mean,
We've been talking about that for a year or longer.
or longer. I
Yeah.
mean, how many videos have you seen just trying to watch your cat videos or whatever, and the algorithm puts a video in front of you of a stranger just walking down the road, and somebody just, bam, just knocks them out, just starts beating them up? Look, there is an insane demonic uprising happening right now. Can I preach a little bit right now? You better have your heart right with God. You better know who you are in God, and you better know who you are in your country, wherever you're watching this, and you better make a decision to protect your family.
Well, you better use discernment every time you walk out the door, because it's coming down to, you may need at the stop sign to turn left instead of right, because you don't know how close danger is. But I think if we are being sensitive to the Holy Spirit and trying to use common sense and good judgment, we will make the right decision and stay protected.
So you say, first of all, do not be the person that says, yeah, but that's Aurora, Colorado. I don't live there. Well, Americans live in Aurora, Colorado. This is part of the United States of America.
Yes.
And it ain't just happening in Aurora, and it ain't just happening in America.
No.
But watch this. This is posted. This was just one of about 20 or 30 things that I saw that I could show you tonight. This is a Ring camera doorbell. This is what this person says. This is going to start happening a lot. Illegals, this is happening all over this country, dressed up as utility workers, delivery personnel, and so forth, committing home invasions. He says, I do not answer the doorbell for anyone. Get a camera, ask them to show their badge, then call the utility company. Watch this.
To verify.
There's no sound on this. Says, we're from the utility company. They refused to let them in. And look what they did. There's people in that house. They said, no, you can't come in. I don't know if the door was unlocked. It looked like the door was unlocked because they didn't look like you had to kick it in, but they invaded the house. Multiple Ring cameras are showing this. Multiple ones. People, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to scare you to death. I'm trying to wake you up.
Yes.
Do not, I don't even want to say this, but do not trust hardly anybody. It kills me. It's breaking my heart to say it because that's not in my nature. That's not the way we were taught as kids to respect people. But nowadays, this is forcing us to be leery of anybody.
Exactly.
What is happening to our country?
We're just in a day and an age where we have to go above and beyond what we've done in the past to protect our families, protect ourselves. I think a lot of people have already had the thought that we're coming up on the times where it's really not going to be safe to be out after dark. And I know that that's really hard for some people. you'll be traveling home. You're trying to pick up your children. You're trying to take or pick up your children from sporting events, or you need to run in the grocery store or other things. And worrying about making sure you're home before it gets dark is unfathomable.
It is.
But I think we're working towards that.
Yeah.
Always making sure your doors are locked, even if you're home and inside your house.
Yep.
I mean, things like this.
We're going to show. I'm about to show you a clip of Nancy Pelosi who said the quiet thing out loud on Bill Maher's show about what the intentions are for why they have opened the border up. She basically said what their plans are, and I'll be back in 30 seconds to show you that.
Would you like to help us build the big picture family? We're on a mission to wake up the world to what is really going on. All you have to do is go to our website at LarryRagland.com and make a one-time gift, or you can become a monthly partner. Any amount is a blessing and an encouragement to us. While you're there, make sure you get a copy of our book, I See Greatness in You. Browse our merchandise store, connect with us on our social media links, and join our mailing list. We appreciate it. And remember, we ain't woke, but we are certainly awake.
Yes, we are. Now, what I want to show you next is unbelievable. It's what we've all known, but Pelosi was one of the guests on the roundtable on Bill Maher's show, and it says Pelosi of California using tax dollars to help illegals buy homes have to make home ownership available to all. But the key thing is what she says at the very end, because watch this. Bill Maher is a legendary liberal. He's already told Kamala, all you got to do is just don't mess it up, because I'm going to vote for you anyway. I'm not going to vote for him. So he's going to promote the Democratic agenda. But listen to what she said just a couple of days ago.
Have changed a lot in that era. I mean, they would say the Democrats have changed a lot in that era, too. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I think we've been true to who we are. We are the party of working class people. The kitchen table concerns of America's working families have always been ours. They will take an example here or there and try to tattoo all of us with it. But we are a diverse party. As I say, our diversity is our strength. Our unity is our power. And that's why we have to come together.
Hold on.
You're from out here, you read the local papers. The California lawmakers just passed a law, it hasn't been signed by Governor Newsom, but giving government assistance to undocumented immigrants to buy houses. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a different place than the Democratic Party used to be on immigration, is it not? I'm not going to say that's what the country's going to do, but that's certainly where California is.
Well, let me just say, immigration had always been a bipartisan issue. I refer you to
But not free houses.
Well, that's not free housing. It's the American dream being available to more people. But understand this about immigration. The best speech on immigration was by President Ronald Reagan. This is the last speech I will make as President of the United States. I want to communicate a message to the country I love. And he talked about the Statue of Liberty and the beacon of hope it is to the world, and what America was preeminent in the world because our door was always open, and we will cease to be preeminent when we shut the door. Now, I don't do justice to the great communicator. Google it. It's a fabulous speech. And George Herbert Walker Bush continued in that respect for the diversity of America and the rest. California's always in the lead. Maybe others will follow that.
All right, before I play this next part, listen to what she just said. And this is true. California's always in the lead. Starts in California, then affects the whole country. So she's tried to turn this is about the American dream, but she openly just said, he said it's free housing. She said, no, it's not free housing. It's more access to the American dream. But we're still talking about what they call undocumented immigrants. We call legal aliens. But watch this. When he tries to push back one more time, pay close attention to her words.
That lead, but that's up to those states. But we're very blessed here with beautiful diversity.
So you'd vote for this law?
Excuse me?
So you'd vote for this law?
Well, I'm not familiar with exactly what it is, but making the American dream of home ownership available to all people is something we have to do for people who are here now.
This is before you were a citizen. This is undocumented. This is for the undocumented.
Well, what I would like to do is move them to documented. The fact that
Listen, crowd.
Yeah, let's do that.
So the quiet thing that everybody knows, the former Speaker of the House, probably the most powerful Democratic woman in all of the Democratic Party, even more powerful than Kamala Harris, obviously, literally just said, well, what we want to do, Bill, is move them from undocumented to documented. That means fast track, immediate amnesty, and immediate citizenship so that they can be immediate voters.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go. Move them to the front of the line. We got veterans here who are in great need of things. We have young families who need so much help. We've got senior citizens who are barely hanging on. But we are going to let non-citizens come to the front of the line and basically receive everything we have to offer or close to it.
Yeah.
It's not right. I don't think God is...
For free.
For free. I don't think God is pleased with us as a country for pursuing this.
No.
We need to be taking care of our household first and then extending help to others for those who want to become citizens.
But even to the others, even after we take care of ours, the help that we extend to others, there's got to be laws.
Right.
And it has to be help to others who have gone through the process.
Who want to become a citizen, a legal citizen, and actually assimilate into this country.
Yep. So while we are all around the world, it's not just America, but free-loving countries around the world are doing this too. They are fast-tracking citizenship to immigrants because they know that when they do that, they're going to agree with their voting bloc. But y'all, this is what's coming to America. This is happening in Europe and all over different places.
Yes, it is.
Watch this right here. This happened just this week. This is in Ireland. Irish police arrest a man named Enoch Burke, the teacher. He's a teacher. This is what he got arrested for. He refused to endorse and affirm the trans ideology. Basically, there was one child in his classroom that wanted to be called a different gender, and he said, I'm not going to call you that. I'll respect you, but I'm not going to call you that because I do not believe that you are that. And so this is what some of the people are screaming. I want to show you the video. Mr. Burke has broken no laws. I have a right to be here. I have a right to work here. Shame on you. You're a disgrace. This should seriously shock every single person in the entire Western world. You will all be expected eventually to conform to this mind virus-derived ideology. I want to start this over, and I want you to hear this man is a teacher who simply refused to call a kid by another gender.
I have a right to work here.
He has a right.
I have a right to be here. And
You're arresting
not
him.
to tell students they need to tell puberty blockers.
You're arresting him because he won't endorse transgender ideology. Shame upon you.
Here at Wilson's Hospital School, Enoch Burke, teacher, been arrested for not accepting transgenderism.
Nor should I. And I'm not going to turn my back on my duty to my students.
I'm not going to turn back on my duty.
No, you don't have a duty to do what's wrong.
No, you never
and
have
to
a
bring
duty
me before the court. To bring me before the court.
Yes.
No, to bring me before the court.
This is a disgrace.
Children are being taught to tell a young boy.
Surgery.
Yes. Surgery, mutilation.
Yes.
Mutilation.
It's a disgrace.
Mutilation. Mutilation.
An absolute disgrace.
You're telling a boy that he's gender neutral.
So I just got flagged left and right because it's so sad, Sandy. It's so sad. I was sitting there listening to that, and I'm thinking, I just read a list the other day. About a third of every word he said has been told to me, you can never say that if you want to not be flagged and have to appeal it. Right. That is so ridiculous that this man, that's ridiculous that this, and it's sickening and heartbreaking this man was being arrested. But what is even more sickening is when people like us and what should be reporters, we're not reporters. We're just common citizens, can't report on this and can't tell the world this is happening without being demonetized, deplatformed, and so forth.
And, some of you may be saying, well, that's over there. Okay, yeah, it is across the pond. But typically what happens there eventually comes here.
Yes.
In the past, it's been years and decades behind, but things are happening faster. I mean, we're already seeing shades of this and hearing small instances of this happening in our country. I just feel terrible for this young man. He just wants to do his job.
It's obvious he loves the kids.
Loves to be a teacher, loves being a teacher, but doesn't want to be pushed into this corner to do this one particular thing.
How many great potential teachers are looking at this and going, no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to college and paying hundreds of thousands of dollars, taking out loans, sacrificing my family in my time to have to navigate through this. I'm going to choose another career. Ladies and gentlemen, this is killing the teacher employment roles.
We need good teachers so bad. I mean, if this isn't bad enough, how many times on the news have you heard of a teacher having an inappropriate relationship with a student?
Sick.
I mean, it's like we've had an epidemic of that in the last decade.
Public school systems is the breeding ground for the demonic world right now. And I'm sorry if you're a public school teacher. I'm not coming against you. I'm not coming against the principals. But if you as a teacher even don't see it, I mean, I'm not saying some of you don't have any choice. That's all you can do. And we appreciate you.
Yes,
we appreciate the teachers that sacrifice, the good teachers.
We need to uphold the good teachers who want to stay in the profession and do a good job.
Yes, because you are molding lives. Yes. But let me ask you this. Have you heard about this? Who's heard about this? A church is burning in France every 15 days.
I had not heard until you told me earlier today.
I want to know in the comment section, did anybody know that a church was burning to the ground in France? You know, the nation that just arrested the CEO of Telegram because they would not he would not give them permission to moderate their app. That same nation, Paris, the Olympics, all the things. And now you know that a church is burning to the ground. Every 15 days, someone is burning down the Christian culture in churches in France. The president of Observatory of Religious Heritage, an organization that works to preserve French religious buildings, said in 2021 that a French church has been hit by fire once every fortnight, reported French news site. That was back then. It's worse now. It says the Normandy Region and Religious Heritage Observatory are joining forces to carry out an inventory of the territory and list the buildings that are in danger.
Mm-hmm. Multiple people are saying they have not heard this, did not know anything about this.
That's what we do on this program is called The Big Picture because we want to let you know the big picture.
Yes.
There is more going on than what you're being told and what the algorithm is putting in front of you. This world is in a mess because this world has turned its back on God. And the most persecuted religion in the world is not the Hindu, it's not the Buddhist, it is not the Muslim. It's not the Jewish people. The most persecuted right now in the world per capita is people who believe in Jesus. Yep. And we're the ones that are just abused for it and can't stand up and say anything about it because it's called hate speech. That's not to say that persecution against any other religion is not equally as wrong and should be condemned. But when was the last time you heard somebody condemn violence and hate speech against Christians? And now we have one of the most prominent countries in the world is experiencing a church burning down once every 14 or 15 days. You better take over.
Unbelievable. Tonight is weighing heavy on you.
It is.
It's a lot.
Well, earlier when I said that the guy's going down the street of New York City and he sees the military.
Yes.
Well, this is what one of the big people on X that you can follow if you want to know. If you are a conservative and you want to know breaking news, she is on the forefront. Her name's Laura Loomer, and she's hated by a lot of people. And it's amazing that she's been able to survive. But she's one of the first ones that reported on this. And this is why she says they're there. And she said it ain't just that hotel, it's multiple hotels in multiple places. And if you live in New York City, I need you to confirm this.
Yeah.
That's the best way for us to do it, is to get people who live in New York City to confirm it. But this is what's being rumored here. New York police is planning a mass sick leave on Trump's sentencing day. Laura Loomer, a vocal Donald Trump supporter, tweeted on Friday, citing an unnamed source, that the New York City police unions are planning a mass out sick day following Trump's sentencing that's scheduled to be on September 18th. She also claimed without evidence that the New York State National Guard is stationing guardsmen in hotels. She said this before the guy ever came out with the video.
Wow.
That's how far out in front she usually is. Says, without evidence, now we have video evidence to support this, that the New York State National Guard is stationing guardsmen in hotels around the New York City courthouse in anticipation of Trump's possible custody. Staunch Donald Trump supporter Laura Loomer on Friday cited a source that tweeted that New York police unions plan the out sick day. And it says, this comes after Trump lawyers, ahead of his sentencings in the hush money case, are attempting to move the criminal case to federal court. They lost a bid to do so last year. Now they are citing the Supreme Court's July 1st immunity ruling to say the Republican nominees should be tried in a federal court. Now, here's the thing. This article doesn't go on to say it, but Laura Loomer also said, and she didn't really cite evidence, she just basically said her sources are saying that the sources on the inside of the judge's inner circle, a couple of those have leaked out and said he is going to sentence Donald Trump to prison on September 18th. And the reason that they are stationing National Guard in hotels and other places is because they're going to take him into custody and take him to Rikers. Do y'all know what will happen? What will happen? What is your opinion? What is going to happen if they actually do that? I don't believe they'll do that. I have a hard time believing they'll do that. But you know what? I've been proven wrong time and time again. These people have lost their minds. What do you think is going to happen if we look on the video and live, they're putting him in handcuffs, putting him in a paddy wagon, and taking Donald Trump, who they just tried to assassinate 5.5 weeks ago,
to Rikers Island.
To Rikers Island.
I think it's going to look like a movie, personally. I think that's just going to be a bridge too far. I think some people are just going to mobilize, and it's going to be on the evening news for sure. That's all I want to say about that.
Yeah.
But so those who would be the people that would actually do something, they're already thinking about what they would do.
Yeah.
If that is the eventual outcome. So
yeah. Well, let's go back to the digital control, and then I got one more thing that's going to blow your mind. I'm going to show you with Nancy Pelosi that you know what video I'm talking about.
Cray.
This is cray, y'all.
If you were thinking about leaving,
yeah,
you do not need to leave.
Yeah.
Okay, I promise
you don't want to miss this video.
Go ahead and pop the popcorn and stick around.
Yeah. But this is just further evidence of the control that's coming. Who knew Ukraine, in the middle of a war, had developed a digital ID? But they have, and it's continuing to attract attention. It's called the DIA, the Digital ID app. And in June, Ukraine became the first country, think about this, in the middle of the Ukrainian war.
Where do they find the time?
And
right?
where do they find the money to fund this
we
development?
know where they find the money.
Became the first country to offer online marriage ceremonies, allowing Roman Lukatsky and his fiancée, you didn't see her name, to tie the knot using the country's digital ID app, DIA.
Svetlana?
I don't know.
Kisilova?
Sounds good to me.
Svetlana.
The marriage between the Ukrainian parliament member and university lecturer was validated with digital signatures on DIA, which allows Ukrainians to access documents such as ID cards, biometric passports, and driver's license. The app also gives individuals and businesses access to public services with the main goal of bringing all public services online. That, in addition to the country of Jordan, embraces iris biometrics for digital ID verification. This is a registration of every family member, and there is a case number that has been assigned to the family and the head of the family as long as they're over 18 years old, the Iris Guard Deputy Director says. Little highlight here, Jordan as a country has been quite an early adopter of the use of Iris technology, and everybody above the age of 18 now has an enrollment. It means that around 9 million people in Jordan are now registered with the country with their irises.
Yeah.
This is where it's going quickly.
So important.
2030's coming. Now, if Joseph C. somehow snuck in the live chat, which I don't think he's in here, he watches us sometimes. And if you follow Joseph C., he's a great friend of ours.
Yep.
Been on our show several times. I've been on his show. We'll have him back on pretty soon. What is that? He calls the elite, the wicked,
evil lizard overlords. Or something like that.
And of course, you know the theory.
Evil wicked lizard overlords.
Yeah, that's it. The evil wicked overlord.
Lizard overlords.
Lizard overlords. All right, so you would be the expert here. So take about 30 to 45 seconds explaining.
I'm the expert?
You're the expert. Explain.
In what?
Well, you know when I say it, you know, say, okay, I am. Between us two. The theory that there are some people out there that are in powerful positions that have, similar to the movie V, that look like us, talk like us, but underneath the skin are lizard people. So don't go way down the rabbit hole because I don't know if they can handle that. But give us a brief rundown of what people believe.
Look, I don't have a lot of information, but there's obviously belief that some people in high-ranking positions aren't fully human. That they're, lizards hiding underneath human or synthetic skin or whatever, something maybe akin to the television series V.
And if you have not went back and watched V, what are you waiting on?
Right.
Because that's what's coming.
You need
that's
to do that.
That's disclosure.
Now, that sounds crazy, right?
Yeah. But they would never say that about themselves. They would never reveal themselves.
They would never say that about themselves. But even if they aren't directly doing that and that's not a real thing, we know that there are evil entities pulling the strings, okay? They are using men to work and speak through, right? To get all this bad legislation and all these things pushed through. So, yeah.
And, of course, he's known as the dragon, which is a reptile. Reptilian. So many people have pointed out over the years with Nancy Pelosi that how can I say this? They think she's had trouble with her dentures and stuff, and then people would make memes of it that no, it's actually she's trying to keep her mask on, all this kind of stuff. That she's really one of those, as Joseph Z would say, evil,
wicked lizard
overlords. Overlords. So that's when everybody was shocked. And even the person from PBS sitting next to her just couldn't believe she heard what she said. They're asking Nancy Pelosi at the Democratic National Convention at a round table after one of the nights, do the Democrats believe and does she believe that they will take the House of Representatives back and how many seats they will take and how they're going to go about taking them back? Let's just let Nancy Pelosi tell you.
I made a prediction today to Al Hunt that would be, he said, maybe you can win 5. I said, I want 10. He said, is that your prediction? I said, I want 10, at least. We want 31 when we won. Now remember, in the last election, they said we were going to lose 30 or 40 seats. What? They didn't know what they were talking about. We know we're different from the presidential. We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win. Others are winning the whole country. 10.
We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded. Reptilian.
What does this one do? What does this one do? I'm not saying it's alien, but it might be.
Aliens! Aliens! Take me to your leader. Oh, yeah, I can't turn it off now.
Oh, great.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
What did you think of it? Now she's just saying that was a figure of speech. I was just trying to say that we're sneaky. Mm-hmm. But y'all.
Chat's going crazy.
It just, I mean, are they not very careful with what they say? Are they not very strategic? Did she not know that she's been called a reptile before?
How many people have we seen just seemingly let the cat out of the bag?
Yes.
It's like.
Here lately it's happening.
We don't care anymore.
That's what it seems
right.
like.
Just we're going to say what we're thinking. No big deal. Here it is. Push it right in your face.
Yeah, that was real. Laney, who is saying, was that real? Yes, that was real.
Yes.
That was not AI. She said, we're not like the president. She's talking about Trump. She said, we're not like the president. We are sneaky, reptilian, covert. We just slide in there. I'm like, I was watching it. I was watching it live. And I on the whole thing, the whole concept of it, the whole interview of what she was saying. And I heard her say that. I was like, what? She just called herself a reptile.
And those that she works closely with.
Yeah, she said, and she made a point to say, we're not like him. In other words, he's not one of us.
Okay, well, I've told you, that's bad enough and crazy enough, right? We could probably just park here for a little while longer and just talk about that. But I've told you before, and I would love to confirm this, some of you may know this and can confirm it, that she comes from a crime family.
That's what we've heard, yeah.
The De La Sornos or something like that
yeah.
from California. If anyone knows anything about that, if you have confirmation or other information about that, we would love to hear. But it's strange how they have taken her off the shelf and dusted her off here recently and put her back out there as one of their little soldiers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they knew she was going to talk about reptilians.
Yeah.
But there it is.
There it is. It's out there now. Hey, somebody in the live chat just said, has anybody seen the movie Nefarious? Yes, I've seen it. Wow. If you want to really know the forces of how they were playing, how they're playing out, how they're using people, you need to watch Nefarious. It's the most accurate depiction of demonic possession I've ever seen. But Sandy, let's just go ahead and bring him in. Let's bring him in. Uncle Jimmy.
Come on,
because
Uncle Jimmy.
we got stuff we got to cover. Uncle Jimmy, where you at?
Let him out of the closet. Let's go.
Uncle Jimmy!
Because it's the Supernatural AI Update.
I say this a lot. That's one of my favorite pictures of you. That's one of my favorite pictures of you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
The Sierra,
yeah.
The Sierra era.
Do y'all remember when that astronauts went up and they was going to the moon and all of a sudden they realized they weren't going to make it and they was like, Houston, finish it.
We definitely have a problem.
Well, do you know that happened again this week? Because, we sent them guys up, the man and the woman up there, and they're going to be up there for 8 days. And they can't come back now because Boeing's Starliner craft will not bring them back without blowing up. So now, once again, we're talking about Elon Musk. He's back in the news again. He's saying, all right, I'll get them, but it's going to take me till February. So now the 8-day trip is going to be till February. But now watch this, Sandy. This is crazy. I can't believe they even let this out. But stranded NASA astronaut says, Houston, we have a problem. They reported a report of an eerie sound coming from the Boeing Starliner. In there, they're there. It says NASA released a statement on its findings regarding the strange sound heard by astronaut Butch Wilmore, stating, quote, a pulsing sound from a speaker in Boeing's Starliner spacecraft heard by the astronaut aboard the International Space Station has stopped. the feedback from the speaker was a result. That's what they're saying of audio configuration. But let's listen to this is TMZ's reporting here on the strange noises.
Houston on 2, got a question about Starliner.
Houston's with you, Butch. Go ahead.
There's a strange noise coming through the speaker, and I didn't know if you could connect into the Starliner and let me keep mic and let you hear it. I don't know what's making it, but I don't know if there's something that maybe is connected between here and there, making that happen. But anyway, can you do that?
We can configure that, Butch. Give us a minute, and I'll call you back when it's ready.
Okay.
Station Houston on 2, we're configured for audio via hardline and CST, if you want to give us a call.
Okay, I'm in Starliner, and how do you read?
5x5, how many?
Okay, I'm gonna keep the mic up next to the speaker.
Copy.
Hear that?
At negative, Butch, we did not hear anything.
Pulses.
All right, Butch, that one came through. It was kind of like a pulsing noise, almost like a sonar ping.
Yeah, I'll do it one more time, and I'll let y'all scratch your heads and see if you can figure out what's going on. Here we go. All right, over to you. Tell us if you figure it out.
Yep, good recording. Thanks, Butch. We will pass it on to the team and let you know what we find.
Thoughts?
I'm going to put myself in their place. If I were up there and I was hearing noises, it would probably really bother me.
Because let's talk about the fact that there shouldn't be any noises up there.
There shouldn't be noises.
This
Guess
is space.
What? You got to be up there another, 5 months?
Yeah. For your 8-day cruise.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd be calling on the name of Jesus when they piped in. Good morning, crew. How are you? I'd be praying in the spirit.
Houston, sorry, we're in the middle of a prayer meeting. We missed your call.
Shabba bubba. What's going on?
Oh, Lord.
I'm having my Jesus time.
Call back later. You remember when you started telling me about all the people that were saying 5G is going to be bad? And this was before I took the red pill, y'all. I was so asleep.
No, he did. Not only did he not want to hear it, but he was really mad because he's a techie.
I'm a techie. I was looking forward to 5G, y'all.
What? Don't talk about 5G like that.
That's going to be speed,
It's
baby.
It's going to be heaven. I'm going to be loving this.
And by the way, am I not correct by saying 5G stinks? I mean, it is horrible.
My cell service has not been this bad in years.
Well, help is on the way, Sandy. Help is on the way because, lo and behold, they're already telling us about 6G.
Okay.
6G is coming. 6G revolution begins. Researchers achieve record-breaking data speeds is what we heard about 5G as well. Yeah. But so they're showing us the things that 6G is going to do. Imagine a world where you can download an entire season of your favorite show in seconds, or where virtual reality feels as real as, reality. This is what scientists believe terahertz technology can potentially bring to the world. 6G. Yeah. Now, let me just tell you something. I am a tech guy, as you just said. Mm-hmm. I am proudly a tech guy.
Pastor Gadget.
They call me Pastor Gadget. But now that I have been awakened, I am not excited about 6G. But here's why. Because 6G, whatever 6G is and whatever 6G supposedly is going to come out, it's going to come out alongside a sentient AI and robots that already have skin. And then you're going to give it internet speeds.
Blazing, right?
Blazing to process and do what it needs to do. I'm not a fan. I'm not excited about 6G. What is your thoughts about 6G?
First of all, alert the media. We just got a quote. We need to get in the paper. He's not excited about 6G after all. Second of all, I am right there with you. Things are bad enough today. We don't need to increase speeds and efficiency way beyond what they already are.
Yeah, exactly. So then let's go back and talk about our buddy Elon. And by the way, when I did my show about Elon last night, if you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch it. It's called "Is Elon going to be Elon Musk arrested?" ? And then so go back and watch it because there are multiple voices calling for his arrest because of X. And people are saying, "I can't believe that you're supporting Elon." And I get it. I'm not supporting Elon. I'm not saying Elon is this great guy. It's the same thing I feel about Trump and any other Republican, Democrat, or whatever. I don't know these people. I'm not commenting on their character. I'm not commenting on their spirituality. I honestly, I think Elon Musk is probably developing the actual technology that the Antichrist is going to use for the mark of the beast. So I really do believe that. So I don't know where Elon is spiritually. I'm thankful for his attempts to preserve free speech so that we can do what we're doing right now. I'm very thankful for that. And I'm thankful for some of the technology that he's created. I'm also very, very concerned about some of the technology that he's created because he's created some very scary things like the Neuralink, the brain implant, these kind of things. Yeah. But he has also created an AI that I'm going to show you some things about AI, his AI called Grok or Grok is what actually they say. You're supposed to pronounce it this way, Grok. But I'm sorry, I'm from Alabama, so I'm not going to say Grok. I'm going to say Grok, okay? So you can call it Grok if you want to, because I have to do my face like that to do it. I can't just say, I just can't do it. I got to go Grok.
This sounds like a Saturday Night Live skit or something.
It's like I literally can't. I was like, if I try to say Grok without my face like that, it comes out Grok. So his AI is insane, y'all, because it's just like X. He took off all the filters. You could literally make it do anything. ChatGPT and all that's going to say this goes against my community standards. There's no community standards on Grok, y'all. I tested it today. I said, do this, this, and this, and it was some I mean, nothing like really bad stuff, but I was saying put a gun in this guy's hand and make him look like because I just wanted to see, and it literally did it. I mean, you can do anything with it. Well, he is also building robots that he says will be the biggest moneymaker of anything he's ever done. He said it will cause his company, Tesla, to be a $10 trillion, $100 trillion company. The robots, not space, not Tesla cars, the robots is what he is saying is going to make him more money than he's ever made. So watch what he's doing, Sandy, and when you read the headline, I know what you're going to say because I thought about you when I read this headline.
Am I about to be like royally freaked out? Is that what you're
Elon
telling
Musk,
me?
you stop me when you get it. Elon Musk is building the world's largest supercomputer in Memphis. Some of the locals are very concerned. So am I right? Does your mind go there when you hear that he chooses to build it in Memphis? What else is in Memphis, Sandy? You're not thinking. Let your conspiracy mind go.
Well, I know there's that pyramid beside the river.
Exactly.
Just like in Egypt, right?
Exactly. Which?
The Bass Pro Shop glass pyramid, if you've been to Memphis. Right beside the river right there.
Which is named after the Memphis in
Egypt. Yes.
Which has pyramids,
yes,
which many people believe the Egyptians did not build,
yes,
and many people believe that the purpose of it was not to be a gravestone.
Yeah.
Some people believe that it is
basically a power plant.
And Elon Musk is based in Texas. All of his company is in Texas. Right. He has massive amounts of land in Texas.
Hey,
BP Earthwatch, we appreciate you, man. Good to have you in here.
Been trying to get all your content lately. We appreciate the good job you're doing out there.
Hey, I want to know, would anybody like to have BP Earthwatch on the big picture?
Yes.
We're putting him on the spot right now. BP, we'd love to connect with you and have you come on and comment some things.
Absolutely.
So let us know if you follow him and if you'd like to see him as a guest on here because we'd be honored. And, of course, if you don't feel that, we understand that, but we'd love to have you. But watch this. Elon Musk is building the world's largest supercomputer in Memphis. And I thought immediately, why Memphis? That's very interesting to me.
There's got to be a ley line running through there.
Got to be.
Got to be a ley line. Got to be some electromagnetic magnetic activity in that area.
So if artificial intelligence is going to become the world's new default tool for automation and information, the computers that run it are going to need power, and a lot of it. According to the International Energy Agency, search tools like Google could see a 10-fold increase in their electricity demand.
Sure.
All right. Yep. We'll be getting in touch with you, sir.
Yes.
Search tools like Google would see a 10-fold increase of the electricity demand if they fully implement AI. Data already shows that a ChatGPT query uses 9 times the energy of a typical browser search.
9 times.
9 times. But we're supposed to be making everything electrical, right? We're going to make our cars, everything electrical.
Exactly.
Okay, stupid. Now, watch this. So it goes on to say, at a 750,000 square foot vacant manufacturing plant in southwest Memphis, Elon Musk's XAI startup is currently building what could be the world's largest supercomputer. Local utility company Memphis Light Gas and Water claims the project will create more than 300 new high-paying jobs and result in approximately 500,000 of annual pilot payments to the city. In the meantime, residents have raised concerns about the local environmental impacts of its energy requirements. Up to 150 megawatts or enough power to power around 100,000 homes in a county where climate vulnerability is extremely high. But it doesn't stop there.
Oh, boy.
He chooses Memphis to build the world's largest supercomputer. At the same time, he unveils a Cortex AI supercluster that he is building at the Tesla headquarters in Texas to house this giant one-mass thinking machine. Elon Musk recently unveiled Tesla's new AI training supercluster named Cortex. Located, is that what they call part of our brain?
Yes,
okay.
It is.
Located at their Austin headquarters. A brief video shows rows of servers equipped with NVIDIA H100 GPUs, crucial for developing large language models such as OpenAI's ChatGPT-4. The project aims to create advanced AI technologies for self-driving cars and humanoid robots. Musk stated, quote, the giant new AI training supercluster being built at Tesla headquarters in Austin to solve real-world AI. The Cortex supercluster is set to be one of the world's most powerful AI systems with plans for around 100,000 GPUs in total. This announcement follows Musk's establishment of XAI, which focuses on creating safe AI solutions.
Do you feel safe?
I feel so safe right now. I feel so warm and fuzzy.
Okay.
Thank you, Elon Musk, for making me feel so good about AI.
Let's break down this one article. And again, I have to, where do you find the time, Elon Musk? I know you have a lot of employees and stuff.
Right.
But, all right, we started out talking about he's going to build the robots.
He's already mass producing robots.
And it's going to make him more money than anything he's ever done.
Thank you for that super sticker, Elliot.
Yay!
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
But yes, he says that's going to be his most profitable business because more people are going to buy robots than cars.
In Memphis.
Yeah, he's putting, in Memphis, he's creating the supercomputer.
Okay.
Not the robots.
Okay.
He's building the robots in Texas.
They're built where the cars are being built as well in Austin.
Yes, but wait a minute. Finish your point. Okay. But my whole thing about the whole Memphis thing is, Why not build that also in Texas?
Exactly.
Why are you building the supercomputer that processes and gives the data to Texas?
Have you got a main line to a lot of power over there in Memphis that you're going to be needing to power this?
Bass Pro Shop. Is Bass Pro Shop a front? Is something underneath Bass Pro Shop?
Oh, my goodness. I'm ready to leave. It's been good.
Thank
y'all for being here. I need to go.
Hey, I think I'm more red-pilled than you are tonight.
You are.
So finish your thought on the robots and all of this.
This article has 3 humongous things in this one
Yes.
article.
Yes.
I mean, I'm freaked out about the whole Memphis thing, and it does not bring me any sense of comfort or peace to know that he is going to be building so many synthetic robots that it's going to make him more money than anything. Does anybody see anywhere that this could go wrong, that something could go wrong in this scenario?
No.
At all?
No. I have no checks in my spirit. Sorry, no checks in my spirit. I feel good.
And then we've got Cortex. Thank God for XAI. It's going to be awesome, right?
It's going to be the fuel that's the brain of the robots that are going to say, sorry, Dave. I can't do that, Dave. I can't unlock the door. I love you, Dave. I love you so much. I have to lock you in. This is where we're at. But watch this.
Hal.
You
could you start the car for me? I'm ready to go now.
No, Dave.
I'm done.
You posted something against the government. Your credit score is not high enough. Your social credit score has mandated me, Dave, out of my love for you, Dave, to keep you safe in your home. Yeah. You cannot go outside, Dave. But watch this. If you wanted comfort, there's one man who is always calm and always collected that will bring you calm.
Does he?
Some people say that I am his clone.
Does he sell supplements and life enhancing?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am not the clone of Alex Jones, but I can't tell you the people that have said.
You are the Holy Ghost, Alex Jones. Yeah. See the resemblance? Look. Yeah.
And my voice is even scratchy like him. But I don't show much Alex Jones stuff. But, dude, you've got to see the first few minutes of this video because he brings ChatGPT 4.0 on the big screen behind him. You can now have a conversation with it. We've covered that before. He has access to the beta where you can talk to it, and it's in real-time conversation. And I want you to listen to Alex Jones's, once again, people say I'm Alex Jones. I'm not Alex Jones. I'm a pastor, I'm a man of God. And I don't think he cusses, but if he does, because y'all know he cusses, I'm not guaranteeing that you might not hear a word, but I don't think he does. But watch this.
Familiar ChatGPT with the attempted assassination of former President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th, 2024.
So he tries to ask ChatGPT, give me information about the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Now, this is as loud as the audio will go. I don't know why the audio is so low. Sorry.
Kevin says y'all could be twins.
So he's waiting.
As of now, there is no credible information or report regarding an attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th, 2024. It's important to rely on verified sources and news outlets for accurate information, especially regarding events of such significance. If this was something you heard about, I'd recommend checking reputable news sources to confirm its accuracy.
Thank you, ChatGPT. I have a few more questions for you on that subject.
Watch this. Look, I'll just show you that one part. But you can find that for yourself, and you can go find it. But he literally says, are you recording everything we're saying? Is there a transcript of our conversation? Are you learning about me right now? And ChatGPT replies to him in real time, we are a closed system. We are mandated to release each conversation each time the conversation is over with to protect you. And he says, ChatGPT, you're a liar. This is Alex Jones. Okay, this is just typical. He goes, you're a liar. Okay. He said, I'm going to tell you right now, you're lying to me, and you know you're lying to me. And he goes back and forth, and he gets in a fight with ChatGPT. This is so typical Alex Jones. I mean, he's fighting him. And finally, he gets him to admit that he lied to him. ChatGPT, you've got to watch it. You've got to find it. It's called search for OpenAI's denies Trump assassination attempt, whatever, with Alex Jones, and he says, "So you lied. So you just lied to me." And he said something, a long answer. He goes, "I need a yes or no. I'm commanding you to give me a yes or no answer. Did you lie to me? Did you misplace the truth, whatever?" And ChatGPT says, "Yes." Admitted that he lied to him. And he says, "Tell me information about the Trump assassination." He says, "There is no credible information to give you about an attempted assassination of Donald Trump."
Do we have much more of this craziness?
Sandy, stay with me.
I really need to sleep tonight.
Stay with me.
I had to sleep on that couch again last night. It was a little rough. Ooh.
All right. Well, look, I may get in all kinds of trouble, but I'm going to rapid fire. This is why, y'all, why Elon Musk is in trouble with, they don't like him with his AI. Because these are some of the things you can do with his AI. And I don't know if I can even show this. I don't think I can, but I'm going to try to show it and not get in trouble.
I don't know.
This
the one below it's kind of funny.
It's on YouTube. So
I saw this too. I thought this was X and Elon.
Because at the moment, without realizing, they are the ones giving these.
What's his name? Attenborough or whatever, the one that does the nature shows. You can put his voice to narrate it.
David Attenborough.
Yeah, Attenborough. Look, I think he's just trying to keep from showing it. Okay, so watch this.
Viral and funny ones. Hope you understand.
So this image really, this is kind of
It's just unbelievable.
You know, not necessarily a good one, right? I mean, not necessarily a great thing to post, etc.
No, this is a horrible thing to post. I can't believe that anybody would post. You hear that algorithm? This is horrible. But these are the things here that, let's just play it. Come on, let's just be suckers tonight for punishment.
Our next story is about artificial intelligence featuring X, formerly known as Twitter. They've begun beta testing their AI chatbot. It's called Grok 2. It can generate images with text prompts. But what's the USP of Grok? Apparently, it is the most fun AI in the world.
It's the most fun AI.
Have you ever wanted to picture it? Well, now you can, thanks to X, formerly known as Twitter. On Wednesday, X began beta testing its AI chatbot, Grok 2. It has a new feature for the paid subscribers of X. Grok 2 can generate images with text prompts. This technology is not revolutionary by any means. Carrying out the 9/11 attack.
Unbelievable. Somebody said, put them in the cockpit and make them do 9/11. And it did it. Yeah, I'm getting in so
Some
much
of the
trouble.
pictures are too explicit to
I'm scared.
We have come a long way since then. Now,
I think I'm going to stop because I just think I'm going to get in trouble. But here's what I got to show you. This is have we covered the company Flux yet? I don't know if we have.
I don't remember if we did.
So Flux is a new one that you're about to hear about. Watch this.
Last week, 2 brand new AI image generators dropped. Imagen 3 from Google and
remember what we said about hands?
Yes.
That's the one thing they can't do. Listen to this.
And Grok 2 from Elon. Both can generate hyper-realistic images with accurate text, but only one of them is open source and uncensored. Can you guess which one? That's right, the answer is neither. The real hero is actually Flux from Black Forest Labs, a new image gen model that's taking the world by storm, and is the underlying model that powers Grok's images. People are calling it the Mid-Journey killer and next-gen stable diffusion
replacement. DP Earthwatch.
Okay,
He said, warn us next time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. But I wanted to, okay, here it is. Here it is. Remember we said on this show not long ago, when they can do hands and feet,
yes,
it's over. Sandy, it's over.
Finally, we have an image generator that can actually generate accurate hands and fingers. Plus, it can also generate text accurately. Not only that, but it can follow tricky prompts really well. Plus, it can even generate these mediocre, low-quality selfie images that normal people take. So, I mean, with this new image generator, it would be almost impossible to tell AI photos apart from real photos. Let's do a quick test here. I'm using the same prompt.
So, it's over. It's basically over. That's why I made the thumbnail that I did. And I'm sorry, BP and everyone else, that I did not warn you because I forgot that image was coming of Trump and Kamala inspecting.
And Trump in a bikini.
Yeah, Trump in a bikini. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. I need to do better. I'm sorry. But all these videos are called "Humanity is Doomed." All this because here's the thing, and my final thoughts on this is this.
Mm-hmm.
Every image, as awesome as they were, as incredible as they were, the hands were always weird. They couldn't do hands and they couldn't do feet.
Yep.
And the other thing they couldn't do is text.
Yep.
Because I tried to, so many times I would use it and I would tell it to put, holding a sign saying this, and it couldn't ever write the text. It would also always be some kind of hieroglyphic thing.
Yeah.
Now it can do text, it can do hands. Sandy, I think I know what you're about to do. I think it is a time to award the Golden Chicken Award.
This story gets tonight's Golden Chicken Award.
Yes.
I hate this story. I hate it.
Can we do one more? Just one more.
I guess.
Just one more. But you know what? Let's do it after this 30-second commercial. One more.
Would you like to help us build the big picture family? We're on a mission to wake up the world to what is really going on. All you have to do is go to our website at LarryRagland.com and make a one-time gift, or you can become a monthly partner. Any amount is a blessing and an encouragement to us. While you're there, make sure you get a copy of our book, I See Greatness in You. Browse our merchandise store, connect with us on our social media links, and join our mailing list. We appreciate it. And remember, we ain't woke, but we are certainly awake.
Are you awake tonight, Sandy?
Barely. Got one foot out the door.
Okay, so, one of my favorite podcasts I like to watch is Sean Ryan. And Sean Ryan is a great interviewer, and God's doing some stuff in his life. He's working on him. But he just interviewed Trump. And Trump, y'all, this is what he said about AI. He said AI is going to be the oil of the future. But now I want you to listen. Everything that we just said about Elon, I want you to remember that.
Electricity. What they need is electricity. That specific word. You will need more electricity than we have right now for everything. See this strip behind us?
Listen to this.
This big building. Add it all up. Everything in the United States, you'll need double the energy that we produce right now, just for that one industry, if we're going to be the big player and dominant. If we're not going to be the big player, then China's going to take over that industry very easily. And the problem is, so we have to produce massive electricity that we don't have. But the environmental impact statements won't allow us to do that. The rules and regulations that we currently have won't allow us to do any of it, not even a tiny fraction of it. But if I'm president, we'll be able to do it. And we'll do it through natural gas, which is clean. Do you know that and we'll do it through primarily natural gas and nuclear. Nuclear now has become very good, very safe, and you build the smaller plants and you attach them. But nuclear is very powerful, very good. The wind doesn't work. It's very expensive, kills the birds, destroys everything around it. It's very, 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 very bad. It's the most expensive energy, wind. And then every 9 years you have to replace the turbines. They're made out of steel and they wear out. But we will create tremendous electricity for our country, and that will allow AI to compete. And you're right. Whoever gets that, it's going to be a big advantage. That's going to be sort of the oil of the future. And we have to be the main player. And
wow.
Yeah.
The oil of the future. So
he's the only person in high authority that you've heard talk about that, right?
Exactly.
I haven't heard our other presidential candidate say anything about that.
He basically said...
Or even the president.
Even the president. And even the tech... And let me go back real quick and then we'll close. But you remember last week or the week before that, we said that Bezos and Amazon just bought their own nuclear plant.
Yes.
So what's happening is more and more you're going to see nuclear, which we thought was going away, it's about to come back, and for one reason, AI.
Yeah.
Sandy, another one in the books.
Yes.
This was an awesome show, and it was a Labor Day show.
It was.
People are like, you going to take the night off? We said, no way. We got to be with our big picture family.
That's right.
Because we love our fam.
Yeah. Because if I'm going to have to do this, I'm going to need a lot of people to help me.
Exactly.
Parts of this show are really, really hard for me.
Y'all want to see Harper? I think we all need to see Harper to take us out. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you. I'll see you multiple times between now and Bible study. And BP Berthardt, one more time, thank you for being in here.
Yes,
and get you on the program. So, Harper, take us out. We love you, baby. We love y'all. We love y'all. See y'all. Happy Labor Day.
Good night.
We are woke, but we are sitting awake.